Picture a world where you don't have to sit in traffic every morning, pay for gas or car insurance or huge car payments. Instead, you just step in a bus or a train and just relax and maybe scroll through the news and sip a cup of coffee while someone else drives you. That's not a fantasy. That's daily life in many other countries. My name is Unish and I've spent hours researching public transit systems in Europe and Asia and the financial burdens of car ownership in the US and the environmental costs of car dependent cities. And today I'm going to try to persuade you that the United States urgently needs far better public transportation system. One that saves families money, reduces emission, reduces climate change, and helps us catch up with the rest of the world. First, let's look at how far behind we are compared to other countries. According to Victoria's Transport Policy Institute, in their 2024 report called Evaluating Public Transit Benefits and Costs, most European and Asian nations have a large national network of rail and buses and metro lines that carry far more people than the lines in the US. In Germany and France, high-speed trains connect the entire regions, while the US still is heavily dependent on cars. In China, more than 50% of urban trips are made by public transit or bike, but in the US, it's less than 10%. This example proves that well-funded public transit network reduce congestion, lower travel costs, and keep cities connected. Now that we've seen how far behind we are, let's talk about why more public transportation would help the environment and public health. According to Todd Littman's 2022 report evaluating public transportation health benefits, expanding public transit reduces the number of car trips, which would cut traffic and lower air pollution. Littman's research shows that currently the current system in the U.S. public transit already saves about 37 million metric tons of carbon dioxide each year. And with more investment, we could easily double that reduction, which could be a major step against climate change. Public transit also makes travel safer. Riding a bus or a train is about 10 times safer per mile than driving a car. Cleaner air means fewer asthma attacks and other respiratory illness, and more people walking or biking to stops means lower rates of chronic diseases like heart diseases and diabetes because they're more active. We've seen the health benefits and the environmental benefits. Now let's talk about how better transit would save families money and improve access to opportunities. According to the U.S. Bureau of Transportation Statistics in 2023, in their 2023 household spending survey, the average American spends more than $10,000 on car ownership. That includes car payments, insurance, fuels and tires, and etc., and maintenance. Many families go into debt just to have a car because in most places it's the only way to reach jobs, schools, or groceries. An experimental study by Burrow, Friedman, and Phillips published in 2025, the American Economic Journal Economic Policy found that when King County, Washington eliminated bus and train fares, ridership doubled and low-income riders gained better access to jobs and services. A stronger and more affordable transit system could help save households thousands of dollars a year and connect people to more opportunity. Now, some people argue that building better transit is just expensive, and so let's address that concern. According to the Transit Corporated Research Program's 2022 report 78, called Estimating the Benefits and Costs of Public Transit Projects and Long-Term Savings from reduced road maintenance, lower care costs from cleaner air, and less congestion outweigh the upfront construction benefits costs. Cities like Denver and Dallas shows that adding a light rail lines and reliable bus service can draw riders even in the car-dependent areas. With good planning, funding, and community, investing pays off over time and benefit. Now let's wrap it all up in my conclusion. To sum it all up, we need better public transportation in the U.S. to stay competitive, protect our environment, and reduce the crushing cost of car dependence. Today we looked at how far behind we are compared to other nations, the environmental and health gains, and the financial savings for families, and why investing is worth it in the long run. Better public transportation isn't just about buses and trains. It's about cleaner and healthier communities and lower expenses for families. Imagine a future where getting to work doesn't depend on owning a car. So you might be wondering, what could you do to battle the heavy car dependence? One thing you could do is support your local transit projects, ride public transportation whenever you can, and go talk to your elected officials and ask them for what you deserve. Thank you for your time.